football at its AM. If you want to improve your shooting technique and your shot power, there's actually some underlying things that you won't expect, and I'll tell you why. So my first question is, do you know how to formally breathe? Has anyone taught you how to formally breathe? Because if not, that's not a problem, because most people haven't been, and the reason why it's important is because you don't only just want to improve your shooting power, right? You want to be effective in games, you want to last 90 minutes, and if you can't even get to the ball, if you're too tired to make the run, then you're actually going to limit your scoring opportunities, right? You're going to limit your scoring potential because you won't even get to the shot because you'll be too tired to make the run. So learning how to breathe effectively is actually something that's going to elevate your scoring opportunities. Right? They say players of the same skill level, the one who's got better endurance and stamina is going to win every time. So I would search Dr. Vranich, how to breathe, if you've never been taught how to formally breathe, because I played soccer for 27 years and this is something that I just found out about. It's completely changed my life and something that I wish someone told me years ago. So that's Vranich, Dr. Vranich, how to breathe. Second thing, right? So second thing is soccer players are humans first, soccer players second. So for your ability to move effectively and be balanced and strong without the ball is actually the next step, right? So it's breathing first, then movement. Because if you can't, right, if you're injured or you're just unfit and you can't, and you don't have the strength, if you're getting knocked off the ball, if you're not balanced and coordinated, then right, these things are going to help you develop. Are going to give you the opportunity and just even get you a seat at the table to shooting with more power, because the more that you understand where your body is in time and space, the better you can control your body so that you can finish on goal more effectively. So my question is, are you using an RMT rope? And if not, then this is something that can really elevate not only your striking power, but your balance, your timing, your rhythm, your coordination. And this is something that you can make at your local hardware store. This is actually a thicker one. You can just get, if you're not using one, I get started with one that's much thinner. Just go to your local hardware store. Say, do you have any soft rope? They'll show you to the rope section, and then you just cut a piece that's a little bit longer than you are tall. And that's it. For $10, it's like having a soccer gym in your pocket that you can bring everywhere you go for the rest of your life. Super transferable, right? It's going to improve your running technique. It's going to improve your explosiveness. I mean, it's just something that I wish I learned 27 years ago, and that's an RMT rope. Search David Weck, W-E-C-K. Okay, now on to the bread and butter. My third question is, are you using a kick trainer? A kick trainer is really going to allow you to get thousands and thousands of repetitions working on your striking technique. And if you can really perfect your striking technique and your first touch, this is going to improve not only your dribbling, but each repetition. If you pump this sucker up don't pump it up so that it's going to burst, but pump it up enough so you get a little bit of sting on the foot, right? If you get a little bit of sting on the foot, that's going to make it so that you can punish a ball when you go to strike it and really develop that shot power. You shouldn't be bleeding from the feet after you spend a few minutes using it, but in the beginning, if you really want to develop a more powerful shot, then I would pump this sucker up. I would pump it up quite hard so that you can really work on getting that nice striking technique, and with each repetition you're going to just develop a better awareness of where the ball is going to leave when you're hitting the foot. So you could strike the ball hard, but if you're not going to hit the target, then it doesn't matter. You want to make sure that when you're striking that ball, you know where it's going. Not only will it be a laser beam, but you know where it's going, that you can put it on target. So this is an SKLZ kick trainer, but you can make one of these yourself with a size 1 ball, a length of rope a little bit shorter than your ankle to your hip bone, and then some duct tape. Someone told me that they made one with a tennis ball and they put it on an end of a jump rope, right? So simple. Next thing is juggling different size balls, right, is really going to be the difference maker, because your ability to take the ball out of the air and then finish on goal, A lot of players, they look good when the ball's played directly to their feet. It's a lot harder to deal with the ball when it's played to your chest, when it's played to your hip area, when it's played to your shin area. So your ability to take the ball out of the air on the juggle is going to lead to more scoring opportunities and more assists, and it's going to help you connect passes. And not only that, not all the best jugglers are the best players, but all the best players are always the best jugglers. So my question is, can I bring a ball with me everywhere I go so you can start to get touches? Right? Who doesn't have a minute a day to juggle a tennis ball, to juggle a soccer ball? So that's the question. Can I start to bring a ball with me so that I can start improving my juggling? Next thing is, when you start to juggle, you want to work on your no spin juggling. Right? So you want to juggle the ball, so you either have forward spin or no spin. Because when you do that, that means you're striking the ball with perfect technique. Right? And when you develop that forward spin, if you can really work on no spin juggling, right? If you can see that, that's forward spin. If you can work on forward spin juggling, it's going to give you the ability to shoot the ball, and the ball is going to be able to knuckle and dip, which is going to make it harder for the goalie to save, and you're going to be able to have the ability for the ball to go over walls, and it's super hard for goalies to save. So that would be strategy number 5. The question is, can I develop my no spin juggling? Right, you see that forward spin? The ball's kind of rolling towards you, right? Because a lot of players, they juggle and they have backspin. They have backspin on their juggle. I almost can't even do it because for so long I've worked on no spin juggling, right? So that's backspin. But if you really want to strike a ball with some heat, you got to work on your no spin juggling, because the only way to do no spin juggling is if you strike the ball perfectly and have that. And you strike it at the exact time that you're pointing your ankle and locking your toes, right? If you can see this, right? No spin, forward spin, no spin, forward spin, no spin, forward, right? So locking the ankle, pointing the toe, exactly when you make contact. Okay, we still got time. Keep in mind, just because you work on your shooting technique and develop a more powerful shot doesn't mean you're going to score more goals. And that's because if you can't isolate a defender, if you can't get by a defender on the dribble, then you won't even get to the shot. So for yourself to be able to create opportunities on the field scoring, you got to work on your dribbling, right? So now you're seeing how many angles there are, because they're great shooters, but if they can't create the space for themselves or separation from a defender, I don't care how good a shooter you are. If you can't control the ball with your feet, you're never going to even get a scoring opportunity, because your technical ball skills are letting you down. So this is a sequence that, along with those other things, if you start to practice this 1 minute a day, right? So this is the question: can I practice the Tom Turnbull sequence for 1 minute a day? Let me show you what it looks like. It goes outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Outside, outside, inside, outside, inside. The reason why this is so effective, one, is because as you say it out loud, it helps you develop a mind-body connection. It helps you internalize it. The second thing is you want to say it slow in the beginning. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. A lot of players I teach this to, they try and go way too fast. They go outside, outside, inside, outside, right? They're like panicking. So you want to take your time with it. Outside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Look at the arms. Outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Right? So you do that for a minute a day, and then you go into you do some juggling, and then you do the kick trainer, and then you do the RMT rope, and then you make little rotations. Right? Can I do each one of these things for a minute a day? And then, as you develop the habit, then the training becomes effortless. Then you're just going to start to see how it's like, okay, now I'm breathing as I'm doing these things, staying relaxed, and it's going to make it where you're just going to be banging lasers, because you're going to be relaxed on the field, you're going to be able to take the ball out of the air, combine with other players, create spaces for them and yourself, and it's just going to be a free-for-all on goal. So hopefully some of these ideas help. Reach out with any questions. All right, thank you.